31-year-old Fountain woman who police say had sexually assaulted a 13-year-old boy is avoiding prison time.
Prosecutors offered her a plea deal even after she gave birth to a baby conceived with the teen. KRDO News Channel 13 Spencer Soyster joins us live from the El Paso County Courthouse where that plea deal was taken. And Spencer, the mother of that boy, is furious about the deal.
Martin Heather, Andrea Serrano pleaded guilty to an amended charge of incest, though the 13-year-old boy's mother says that they have absolutely no relation. She said she objected to this plea deal when the DA's office showed it to her. Still, it didn't matter, and it appears Serrano is going to avoid prison time.
That makes no sense. If that was a 13-year-old girl with a grown-ass 31-year-old man, he'd be under the jail. God. And what are you talking about? What is this plea deal with a incest? What? Who? Like, why would they make such a stupid charge that isn't even valid? Why, like, how? They're not even related. They just said they're not related. No blood relation. But they call it incest. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
There's no blood relation. There should be no, incest charge being allowed.
Originally charged with sexual assault on a child, Andrea Serrano is avoiding prison time. She struck a deal, pleading guilty to incest only. The boy's mother is upset with that deal because police say Serrano gave birth to a child she conceived with the 13-year-old.
Had my son have been a little girl and this had been a 31-year-old man, they would be seeking incarceration, which they're not. And I don't think that they realize that, boy or girl, this is going to follow him for the rest of his life.
See, that's how deep the court systems go to protect women. Oh, it's a mother. Even though she's pedo, we still got to protect her. It's a woman. No. And I guarantee you, this same woman can put this boy on child support. And he will go to jail if he doesn't pay. Ain't that some shit?
In May of last year, Fountain Police claimed Serrano admitted to them she was drunk when she had sex with the 13-year-old boy in her car and then was carrying his child. The boy's mother says she told the district attorney's office she was not okay with this plea deal.
It's not necessarily uncommon.
Legal expert Jeremy Lowe says giving someone a charge they aren't guilty of is not abnormal.
What do you mean it's not abnormal? What are you talking about? That's extremely abnormal.
Oftentimes there's plea bargains that get people to what's called essentially fictional pleas.
But the mother says the boy wanted her prosecuted too and believes a fictional plea shouldn't be offered.
I feel
That makes no sense.
like she's getting a slap on the wrist for a crime that shouldn't be taken lightly. It's double standards in my eyes.
The district attorney's office would not talk with us about this case today because Serrano hasn't been sentenced yet. We did, however, speak with Serrano's mother, who says the baby is in the NICU right now and that they haven't done any paternity tests that would be able to prove that it is the 13-year-old's child.
I'm just so confused. Like, why? First of all, if they haven't done a DNA test, how do they even know it's the... My mind is just blown right now. I don't understand. So she went to jail, and they call it incest. So they didn't want to give her with statutory rape. They let the girl out. They're going to sentence her to a probation or something like that, register as a sex offender. Then she can get out, put the 13-year-old boy on child support, lock him up if he doesn't pay, and they still haven't done a DNA. I'm just so confused. Where's the equality? Where's the feminists? No, men go to jail for that. Why can't we go to jail? The same reason why men are still... Wait a minute, let's pull it up. Oh wait, what's this? It says women have never been subject to selective service registration or a military draft in America.
I feel like my son's robbed of his childhood. Now he's having to be a father. He's a victim, and he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life.
This mother says watching her son struggle with the reality he now faces breaks her heart. What has this been like for your son?
It's caused him a lot of depression. He's shut down a lot.
Now she questions why this woman won't face prison time.
I feel like if she was a man and he was a little girl, it would definitely be different. They would be seeking incarceration. And I feel like because she's a woman, they're not. They're having compassion for her because she was pregnant. But I don't think they take into play, again, she was pregnant by a child. That child was created from a sexual abuse.
Under terms of the plea deal the suspect signed off on, she'll be required to register as a sex offender, and the judge could sentence her to 10 years to life of sex offender intensive supervised probation. But Serrano will avoid any jail time since the DA's office dropped the original charges to a lesser charge that does not come with mandatory jail time.
I tell you, stuff like this is like, I don't ever want to hear about equality ever again.